Hello and welcome to Slam Fire Radio, episode 605, recording live on May 14th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm another host, Dustin.
I'm Cowtown Tony.
I'm Random Dave. Hello,
There
everyone.
we go. That was fairly smooth.
Yay!
Yeah. Let's
We didn't screw up the intro. That's a good start.
I don't know who you're talking about rambling on. I never ramble on.
Endlessly.
just on politics, especially on politics.
Politics and guns. I could talk your ear off for days.
Politics.
Yeah. And unfortunately, those two things are linked, what they should not be.
Well, let's do the gun part. Dustin,
let's do the gun part.
What have you done in guns this last week?
Oh, so I wasn't on last week, so it's actually been 2 weeks, and
Ooh.
boy, okay, so told everybody there was a 3-gun match coming up on last Saturday that I was excited about, that I wanted to do. So I reloaded some 9mm because basically everything. So it's I think I mentioned it was going to be a 2x4. So across whatever platforms you have is going to be a shotgun plus whatever you want to shoot at this match at this stage that you have, whether it's pistol, 22 rifle. If you're one of the poor souls that still has a PCC carbine that is yet to be banned, run what you brung. Anyway, so I loaded a bunch of 9mm for I was going to run my 320 as my pistol, and I was going to run my MP7 at home as my carbine. And yeah, so I spent a whole evening doing that, had all my ammo set up, cleaned all my guns. I like to clean my guns and then put them back together and then go do my range testing just to make sure everything's all dialed in, that I didn't, put a spring in the wrong place or something. So cleaned all my guns and then went and did an afternoon range trip on last Tuesday, I think. And then Wednesday rolled around and I was supposed to be on the show, but I had an ASAP prop build that I got brought out to help work on. We ended up working pretty late into the night. And I just about broke my finger, which really sucked.
Oh.
It was like the end of the night. We were... it was heartbreaking. It was like the end of the night and we're like moving this stupid big thing and just holding on to it. And yeah, sandwiched, got my finger in between a big steel tabletop and this heavy prop that we were moving. My trigger finger,
oh no,
right there. Of all the things for me to hit, this is the most important finger. So I honestly thought I broke it. It's hilarious how much better it is now. There's just like a little wound there now. It was a thing. It was black and blue. There was a huge gash. I couldn't
wear gloves.
Couldn't bend it. Well, no, we were just moving a thing in the shop at the end of the night.
I always wear gloves when I'm moving things. I have so many broken nails.
There's only one thing to move. What's going to go wrong? Come on, boys.
Yeah, right. It was look. It was also late, and I was tired. I don't know.
Accidents happen.
It's so true, and it did. And yeah, I was I was really concerned I'd broken it. I ended up going to the doctor the next day because I have a family doctor who sees me on the next day. And
you have a family doctor? What are you, American?
I know, right? Yeah,
crazy.
There's a whole wild story how I managed that. But anyway, got an X-ray, wasn't broken, but it totally.
You managed to get an X-ray same day too. Holy crap!
Yeah, I know, right? He wrote me a referral, and I drove. Well, anyway, go get an X-ray that day. It's not broken, which was excellent news. But I could not, for love or money, bend it for a couple of days, and it's even now, it's mostly better, but just putting pressure on it, enough pressure to say break a trigger. It's finally there now. I could probably shoot with it now, but I couldn't, and it totally just kneecapped my whole plan for shooting guns, which made me sad.
Exactly. That's why you need to cross-train shooting wrong shoulder. So
no, I am
in case of emergency, you need it.
Oh no, there's some practice there, but I was not going to go shoot a match.
Yeah, fair.
Lefty, just because
Dustin would rather die than shoot left-handed. It's just
the
principle of it.
It's the principle of it.
It was oh man, it was such a poor showing.
That sucks, dude.
One of my first pistol IPSC. Is it an IPSC match? I forgot if it's a club level or is it IPSC match. Anyway, the first one I shot. It must be SPSA. Yeah, it must be SPSA. Club level match. I borrowed Foothill Farms Dave's Glock, P80 Glock. So it's 3 parts, right? Freestyle, strong hand, and then you transition to weak hand. So
Yeah.
like three targets. You double tap each. So what, like 12? No, 6 round times 3, 18 rounds. So it's like 2 alpha, 2 alpha, 2 alpha, 2 Charlie, 2 Charlie, 2 Charlie, 2 mics, 2 mics, 2 mics. I was like,
I have
need work.
I have done some practice because I have encountered stages, weekend stages. So like I can do it. Like I can put rounds on target and not pick up mics, but I could probably use some more work on that. I shooting offhand for like a carbine, I do a little bit more practice with than my pistol. Admittedly, I still need more practice with that thing. But yeah, so I got a whole bunch of 9mm that's rolled, and I guess I'm either waiting until a match happens in June, or I just saw there's like an IDPA match coming up. I don't shoot IDPA, but I got a pistol and a bunch of 9mm, so maybe
Time to go shoot.
Might as well.
see if they'll let me
You gotta-
take this to be like,
you gotta-
it's a pistol.
Gotta unholster it somehow though. How are you gonna put it in a ready condition?
I know I'm mostly being silly, just like
They do have
It's just so I can
PCC
hold
Division IDPA though.
yeah, I know. I don't know how many people still have. I know. So this is the other thing, because like obviously we're going to talk about like the action shooting sports today and the like what the future looks like. And I was really hoping to actually finally get a barometer for what guys were still bringing out, because I haven't been to a match yet this year. So
You know what the beautiful thing, Dustin, would be?
Mhm.
You show up, you claim that you're shooting in the PCC. Nobody else does. You win. Gold medal, baby.
Oh, that's a really clever idea. I'm sure at
Right?
least somebody's got like a homesteader or something. I just can't be bothered.
You're
But
going to show up and disappoint them because they'll be like, damn it.
The other
It's my
thing-
gold medal.
I'm mad at myself because I really want to paint this thing and I haven't yet. And like I've got concepts, I've got ideas, I haven't had the time, and I really want to make it colorful and goofy and very, cyberpunk at home.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all for what I did in guns most recently. Oh, I did write an email to my MP1 by a lot actually. So I sent an email to start the process for my next meeting with my long-suffering MP who's seen me more than any other constituent about that. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Dave, what about you?
What did I do? Oh yeah, I went out and ran where are my notes? Damn it. There. I ran an Ontario Rifle Association Plinking Day, which was great. We had, I don't know. Wow, it was oddly not well attended, but it was pouring rain in Toronto. And my theory is that when it's raining in Toronto, people in Toronto look out the window and go, if it's raining here, it must be raining in the rest of Ontario. So they don't come. So we didn't have as many people as we normally did. Still had 17 shooters, which is okay. Normally we're about 30. But it was a good day. It was perfect weather. It was amazing. A little bit of sun, a little bit of cloud, a little bit of wind. It was beautiful. And then I put my Remington 700 together. So I have a Remington 700 Police, which I absolutely detest the 4-round box mags. I've discussed that on previous shows, just how terrible they are. But the rifle is deadly accurate, and it's a ridiculously accurate rifle. So I decided, since I can't have nice semi-autos anymore, I'm going to do some upgrading of my Remington 700. So I bought a Cadex Strike Nuke Evo chassis. I bought a bolt handle. I bought a Nikon X1000 Black. What the hell is it? It's a 6x24 by 50. I think it's a really nice scope.
They used to be like a really good value buy, right? Like for value for the money was really good.
Yeah. The
Need
glass
more
is great on it.
magnification.
More than 24. That's a lot.
I have a
dude.
60 time. I wanted more.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I
Mhm.
wobble too much. Sorry, buddy. I'm old. So I got that mounted. Came with the rings. So I actually bought the scope first, and then I mounted it on the 700 Blaze, and then I realized that the rings on that thing are so high that I can't actually get a cheek weld on the crappy Choate, whatever the hell that stock is, that came with the rifle. So I needed a new stock, and then I thought, well, if I'm buying a new stock, I may as well get a good stock, and then I may as well get a big fat bolt handle like that guy, which I'm surprised makes such a difference. It's freaking amazing compared to the crappy little tiny Remington one that's built into it. It's freaking sweet.
Looks huge.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. So there's the rifle. It's got a nice high cheek.
You have
riser
a
on it.
one-piece ring mount system, eh?
Yeah. It's the Nikon black one that came with the scope. So it's a beefy mount, and I paid $600 used for the optic and the mount, which I thought was not too shabby.
Nice.
And
That's a good price, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
624.
pretty much new. So I like it. Bolt handle. Oh, I mounted a Trigger Tech. What the hell?
Flat
Flat
blade.
trigger. That's nice.
Yeah, it's the Trigger Tech standard primary. Trigger Tech primary. Yeah, I didn't want to drop the money on the diamond. So I just went with the primary. It's a hell of a lot better than what I had. I mean, the stock trigger wasn't bad, but this thing is so smooth. So I dropped it down to 1.5 pounds, which for me is extremely light. And it's adjustable. So if I decide that I want to take this thing out hunting, which it weighs a lot more than it used to, so I don't think this is going to be my deer gun anymore.
What else do you have left that's deer capable?
Nothing. I don't own any other guns, Tony.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. Sucks.
No.
Are you going to get lower optics mount for it, or are you just going to, like, if it's just for PRS, I guess it doesn't matter, but
it's just going to be for range shooting, so
yeah.
I don't think it really matters. I mean, I was a little concerned with the height overboard. It is quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, I could drop that down a good 1.5 inches. So it's pretty high, but the mount on this thing's actually pretty high too. Even the rail's high on this rifle.
Yeah,
because it's screwed onto the top of the receiver, right? It's not like it's a flat top.
Well, and you have an adjustable cheek piece too there, so you can go higher if you want to. You just need to, if you're going to shoot long range. Do you even shoot long range?
I mean, 1,000 yards. That's it.
So yes.
So I think it's fine. I don't know. I'll have to see. Our long range shooting people could probably tell me, because I don't know. I used to shoot my 16-inch AR at 1,000. I thought it did okay.
It's going to be fine. It's just a matter of calculation, right?
Yeah,
and you're doing calculation when you're going that far, anyways. So who cares? But
yeah,
for like a hunting rifle, you'd want something a little bit lower, just to be a little bit like closer to the bore. But
well, it's harder to snag on things either, so that'll help too.
It's just going to be a known distance gun, so I'm just going to sit on a square range and shoot down range. So I think it'll be okay. And probably only use it out to. I mean, I can use it out to 1 kilometer, but. Yeah, so I think it'll be good. I haven't fired it, so I don't know how accurate it is in the new stock, but it was ridiculous in the old stock. So I shot a group like, I don't know, half the size of a dime one time. Tiny, tiny little group. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to be shooting, I like magazines, so I'm just going to buy 6 magazines to go with it. So that was an extra $300, but whatever. It's only money. I'm probably only ever going to use 1 mag, but whatever.
But it's good to have the 6, That's
exactly.
Are they 10 rounds each?
They are.
Yeah, you're laughing.
And I'm super chuffed to have a magazine, a detachable box on this thing. Oh my god, it's so nice, and it feeds so well. Like it's freaking awesome.
You're giving me rifle envy.
I know. I might be slightly aroused right now. I'm not gonna hide that. But yeah, it's really nice. And then a friend of mine at work said, "Oh, how much did you pay for all that?" So I added it all up and went, "Well, I'm not gonna do that again."
No,
adding things up, that is. Don't add up all your parts. So
yeah,
this is the most expensive gun I've ever owned by some fair margin. So
really, wow,
that's saying something.
Oh yeah. This is worth more than my Tavor. So
Yeah, that's
Sounds about right.
the one I thought about. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most expensive thing I had. But yeah, so I am super chuffed, and then I threw some slings on the side of it because maple seed. Because why not? Not that I'm shooting maple seed with this thing. That would be ridiculous.
You could, hey, known distance. You could shoot a known distance with that very comfortably. Yeah.
I may. It is awfully heavy to do the standing, but
that's good.
I'm fairly big, and I think I could do it. I think it would be pretty stable. I mean, it's not like you got tons of time doing the standing. So
you want a heavy gun for the standing position because it's more inertia and the gun doesn't move as much. There's not as much twitchiness, but up to a point. Like when you start like shaking from your muscles, like holding it up, well, that's too much, right?
I haven't actually weighed it yet, but it's pretty heavy. But I think it would be okay. Again, you got 2 minutes, so whatever. You could just rest.
You'll have to put your hand in front because that's your mag's going to be in the way.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'd have to reach out, which makes it a problem to
get the 5-round mags and
shove my elbow in. But it's not. I got pretty long arms, so it's actually not too bad. So I think I could do it. Yeah. I'm gonna try it at the range and just see how long I can actually hold it up for. And then if it's not very long, I will go lift some weights. Or something.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and I am super excited. So I got to get it out to the range. I don't know when I'm going to go to the range next, but this is coming with me, and I'm going to pew with it, and then I will report back. Oh, and muzzle brake on it as well because,
of course,
because muzzle brake. So,
yes.
Yeah.
They are nice. It's nice to be able to see through the optic your impacts, right? And with a good brake on there, and like preloading the bipod and good recoil control, you can absolutely do it further out. Yeah.
Yep. I am excited to try it out. I'm kind of pumped, and it's heavier than it was, so hopefully less recoil because it was 308's pretty snappy. I found it snappy anyway. So yeah, I am excited. How about you, Tony? What have you been up to?
Well, Adriel told me there's this farm sell over the weekend, and when you have your SKS in a billion pieces, what should you do? You should pick up another project gun, of course. So I asked on the chat, but no one replied to me, so I'm really sad about it.
But I have a terrible excuse. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but. I asked if this is a good thing to pick up in case I want to restore it. So this is a 1944 Long Branch number 4 rifle, Mark 1 star, as in they have the flippy type bolt release instead of the button type bolt release. Yeah. It is a sporter, and let me say the wood is not very pretty, but
the front cap looks fine. The front cap. What did they do with the grip cap? What did they just not just finish it? Like what are they the little pistol grip there? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Going for the H&K.
It's
spinning. Oh, it's just moving. Okay, so it needs to be screwed in.
Why do they have caps like this? I don't get it. Just to have it extended grip.
It's pretty.
It's classy.
Yeah, it looks nice. That's not the worst I've ever seen.
I might just remove it, but the inlet is not very good. Let's put it that way. But it's not perfect. I don't really care too much about that because this is a restoration already. It does have an optics mount on it that is drilled into the receiver, but it does still have accessible iron sights, so that's fine. I don't care for milsurps that's perfect because that means I'll have to store them very carefully and not shoot them.
Yeah.
So I prefer something that's mine, and correct-ish is good enough. So I'll probably with Adriel's guide coming out, I'll probably be borrowing some of his knowledge and refinish this thing to look more like the Empire's rifle because the Empire is more important than ever before. Also, you can tell it's an Enfield because if you pop the bolts open, it can eject. So that's always fun. One of the key features of the Lee Enfield rifles is it's cocked on closing, so you'll have a bit of resistance on the very last step for closing the bolt. So that's interesting. That's what I picked up for myself.
Nice.
Tony.
How's the bore?
Yeah, how's the bore?
I don't know how good is good. It seems okay.
So if you
Shiny,
look
no
down
dark
at like
spots.
you'll need a
you
little
have a
light
light?
on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can see grooves.
Is it frosty?
No.
Is it frosty?
It
No?
seems pretty smooth, so that
So-
seems okay.
Tony, what I propose we do is either I go to your place or you come to my place, and we take take your gun, and we take
Uh-huh.
this one and some other parts I have, and we
Oh.
make something that's as close to original as possible for you.
What's on the barrel?
Oh, just a sticker that says disable. Right now, this is a
You
disabled
have
PAL
like,
rifle.
how
But it's
many PAL rifle do you have even?
I have some backups.
Well, as in
Gotta have.
how many number 4s you have? Oh, what's wrong with the barrel? You're pointing at it.
Nothing.
Oh,
Barrel's
okay.
great.
So this was an unchopped one too. That's good.
Yeah, this is unchopped, and it doesn't have screw holes in the top for the optics mount. So what we could do with this one is swap some parts around your sight. This one's just got the flippy no ladder sight on here, so maybe we could do some.
Oh, Mark II combat sights. Cool.
Yeah.
Is
Even
it
though it's
a
number 4
British
Mark I.
manufacturer?
I don't know. It's also got a chopped mag on there. It's actually there is a magazine in there.
Ugh.
Whoa.
That's the correct response.
Ugh.
That is interesting. Was it ever a legal requirement to do that?
No.
kinda
Anyways,
crazy.
I've got this. I've also got another stock set. That's just the back and the front and that kind of thing. The back is a sporterized rear stock. My other one's non-sporterized rear stock. So I think we could make something. And I've got the uppers. What the piece that you'll need is this bottom part here that goes all the way out. You'll need that one. I don't have that one. That's one you'll need to find.
The lower front handguard, so to speak.
And then the clamps. There's a rear clamp.
Yeah,
and
there's a rear clamp.
and
There's a
front clamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll need those. But other than that,
Well, I'll figure it out. I'm not in a hurry to shoot it. I did order some ammo for it, but
You're gonna make it look like this one, Tony?
yeah, very nice. How much was it? Looks like great condition too.
He's probably had that forever, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, true.
I bought it off a buddy of mine who moved to the States, and I think I paid $250.
You suck. Oh no,
And-
that's a,
Crazy story. I had a
Do you have the
guy-
bayonet with it?
I do have a bayonet. I have several bayonets.
Ooh.
I had a guy actually offer me an almost mint condition long branch, and I just kind of forgot about it. And he wanted like $300, and I
And it's
kind of
gone.
forgot about it. Oh, this was like probably five just before COVID, before the prices went insane. I think he wanted $450, something like that. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then I emailed him later. I'm like, "Hey, do you still have that?" And he's like, "No, dude, I sold that for like $1,200." Like, damn it.
Oh. But yours is not a long branch. It's a British gun.
This one's a British gun. Yeah, it's a Fazakerley 1952. So if it saw service, it wasn't in a war that was worth fighting. Other than maybe, say Korea, but we lost that one. So
A
yeah,
lot of history with that gun. So
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
yeah, man, we oppressed so many people with these things.
Maybe the long lead. I don't know. Okay, so the other two, I regret. I should have known better. I should have just picked one out. There was a Browning semi-automatic shotgun of sorts that's missing a chunk in the middle of the rib. I should have picked that up as a power gun, but I didn't. I was waiting for Adriel's confirmation because he left me and went to do very fun things that he will talk about later. This is the literal Adriel special, $50. Okay,
Nice.
That's the right
it's a
price.
Kui Model 84
Sweet.
made in Canada. A very rusty barrel. Cobourg, Ontario. HW Kui Machine and Arms Co. I don't know what year, but 12
it won't
gauge.
say. A lot of those old ones won't say.
I don't know if all of them are case colored. I don't think so.
Is it case
So-
colored or just tarnished?
I don't know.
It'd just be slightly rusted.
Could be both.
I don't know those things to be case colored.
I think
Yeah.
that's just the patina of
Just the
age.
patina. Okay. Again, I'm not too experienced with old guns. Tiny little
Oh, it's just-
splint on
yeah,
the
those-
forehand.
yeah.
Will be a good power gun candidate, I
Cool.
believe.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, so
Oh, God.
are you getting your PAL instructor too?
No, he's picking up
no,
guns for
I'm
me.
just
Oh, just for
doing
friends.
legal straw purchasing right now.
Ah, yes.
Is straw purchasing the definition has to be illegal or no?
Yeah,
It has to be illegal.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
doing it
no,
legally,
I'm
you're
doing
purchasing
I'm
guns.
just doing a purchase for flip later.
Yes, you're
I'm
just flipping.
surprised this gun went away because I had my eyes on it for a bit.
Yes, to all of our RCMP listeners, no one here is doing any straw purchasing, so your AI can just go listen to another podcast.
Looks
now.
like a cannon.
It does,
Kind
but
of
the
is.
hell?
is it-
Shotgun.
It is a 12 gauge shotgun, Mossberg model 395, I believe.
Both shotguns are so ridiculous.
395 KA detachable box mag bolt action shotgun.
So
Made in
ridiculous.
New Haven, Connecticut, I believe. Good condition, bolt action. Detached box mag. It's a little hard to remove, but let's see if I can do it here. Got to press in your magazine a little bit to release the tension on the mag, which is maybe not the greatest idea for a PAL gun, but
Is it 12 gauge?
yep, it's 12
Cool.
gauge. Ugh,
I just leave it. That's fine. What
Just
did
leave
you
it.
say the model was again?
395 KA as in Kilo Alpha. Okay, so there's your magazine. I don't know. 2 shots?
yeah,
Maybe
probably.
3? Looks
Two.
like 2.
Two,
on that
probably.
size,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 plus 1.
Two in the mag plus one in
1
in
and
the
2.
chamber.
Very legal for your hunting. Does come with sights. It's not a little bit loose stock, but it does come with a adjustable
Mm-hmm.
choke. Very, very fancy. I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Maybe it's just not as effective. So it is not a slug gun. I don't know how many people.
I mean, if you fired it, it would be.
Yeah, but how many people shoots bolt action waterfowl? It just seems like a very weird idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And-
bolt action shotguns are freaking weird. Does anyone even make one anymore?
Savage still does the 212. They
Yeah.
still make a bolt gun, and IPSC for some reason specifically allows you to use a bolt action shotgun, but you can't have a box mag in the manual division, so your bolt action shotgun would be
You're
open.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Do
I don't know.
Bad.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? No, not in the magazine, I guess. It has
just
a
make some.
bolt-mounted tank safety, so Mossberg tank safety, very nice. Yeah, length support is actually pretty perfect for me. Trigger's
Well,
not too heavy.
You should definitely keep that thing and run it in a competition in open and just
God.
3D print yourself like a 20 round mag because it's
Yeah.
bolt action, so you can have an infinite magazine for it, right?
Yeah.
I should design a drum mag for it.
50
Yeah,
round
there
drum.
you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
And a wheelbarrow to carry it around in.
sounds like a crazy idea, but yeah, if you're looking for your power course and you're in the Edmonton area, if you want to see these very old guns, hggfirearmtraining.ca.
Sure.
Yeah. Other than this, I got a few medium files to finish my shotgun up. There is a shotgun match coming up this Saturday. I should get it to a workable state so I can shoot the match, but it looks okay to me so far. I haven't sent a picture to the group yet, so they can judge me later. But it's not perfect. So I think perfection for that firearm will probably come after Lunatic Tactical set up shop again. We'll see about that. And last thing, somewhat related to this, is if you're in the Calgary area, the AHIA, the Alberta Hunter Education Instructor Association, or the Calgary Firearm Center, they call it, basically the range, the Winton range, have a pretty decent cost, pretty decent price on their 12 gauge shotgun ammo right now. They have real target loads for 120 per flat, which is pretty much the best you can get right now.
That's good.
So yeah, check them out.
Cool.
And what about Adriel? You can tell us about what's the fun thing you did.
Well, I did all sorts of stuff because I haven't been on for a couple weeks. I just edited my name because it was from the election show. That's it's been a while. I did some PAL courses, and then I think on one of our shows I was getting this online. Right, this showed up. So this is the
Nice.
yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. This is the Canuck Wrangler or the Hugtech model LVR 44. It's a 44 mag lever
You
action.
like it a lot.
Wait,
I thought you hated lever guns. I thought they were the bane of
I'll tell you the one I got. I like it because it's 44 mag. I like 44 Magnum. It's big. It's stupid. Kind of like me. I like it. Yeah. I actually got a chance to shoot it too. So
how'd you shoot?
Great. Yeah, I used some reloads out of it. Full power.
Full power.
Yeah.
You doing cowboy action now?
I think I need the assless chaps and no other pants.
Got you covered.
No, he needs the modernization or the regression of 3-gun in Canada. That's what he needs. And this might
I don't have
be
enough revolvers. I can't buy them anymore.
well. Just shoot your 1911. 2 World Wars. It's fine.
Yep. Some Old West shoots you can actually use 1911. It's the Wild Bunch class, I think they call it, because they were technically in there.
Yeah. The other thing I got was another lever action. This one's in 357. There's a Rossi R92 triple black.
Tactical.
Ooh, I like that.
It's got lots of black on it. It's so. I'm going to put some photos of this up on my reviews of the two of them.
Yep.
One of these guys copied the other one.
Ah.
Not only like on, okay, it's an 1895 action. Okay, we're going to copy that. It's going to have the 2 lugs there. You know, that's going to be the same. I agree. The safety, the shitty like safety that they put on here.
Worst.
It's the
What is that?
On both. That's the safety.
That's awful.
It's the legality. I think it's American legal safety.
That's the American
What
legal
the
safety. Yeah.
crap?
We can't rely on you to take it down a half cock. You leave it fully cocked and you put that safety on.
So that actually blocks the firing
Yeah.
pin?
Yeah.
Huh.
Supposedly.
That's really stupid.
And especially on this one, it's loose. So like sometimes when you're firing, it turns itself on, and then you click when you want it to bang, you get a click and does that kind of thing.
Well, at least you can recock the gun very simply. So that's
Safer
good.
than-
Yeah.
Safer than you thought you were.
This one's got essentially like the same safety built into it. Oh, if I could just figure out which way is which. Yeah. So why would they have the exact same style safety if they didn't like copy each other's notes, right? I think this one copied that one's notes because this one's made in Turkey, that one's made in Brazil.
But that's the thing, though. I believe Rossi, in Brazil, were the first, which is the same company, I believe. They were the first to make lever guns outside of the States, and they made quite a few revolvers too.
No,
Taurus
it can't
did.
be out of the States because I think in Europe there's
It's Italy, right? I don't believe Chiappa guns have safeties on them. I think they're still like half cock only. So I would, in my educated guess, I would say Rossi came out with it first, and then the patent or whatever design was probably expired by now.
I can't imagine I can't imagine they would have bothered patenting the safety, and that's probably why the other guys just copied it. Just like, you know what? You got that. We'll just do that too.
Nobody's going to be stupid enough to copy this piece of crap.
Wrong.
Yeah, this one's got a Skinner style sight, little peeple in the middle there.
That needs to be
so
changed.
far forward. Why is that not receiver mounted?
Because it's top eject. You can't have it.
Hang, right?
Well,
Right at the back.
Where it should be is where the safety is.
Yes.
Or put a red dot here. No,
Oh, that's what I would do.
Everything opens up.
The safety moves.
Yeah, can't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's because it comes up the top. I don't like that.
Just put a red dot on the front.
Yeah. Give John Moses Browning a break. He designed this in 1892.
I'm sorry.
I was like
anyways,
a century before my minting. So
that is one reason why I like these guys, because you got the you got the side eject rather than top. So
Yeah,
it makes
it's
you
more
out of
Yep,
practical.
the
a site where a site
1894.
should be. Yes, a site where a site should be as far back as possible to give you the longest site radius as possible.
Sure. Yeah, that's a better way of doing it.
Do you know how much
Uh,
these things are these days?
Oh
Golly.
Those are
God.
both $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the 1894s.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
They're like
probably.
closer to $2,000 now.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Like a Marlin or
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
Yep, New Marlin Ruger brand.
Are
Yeah.
you shitting me?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I wanted one.
God.
Lever guns
Wow.
have gotten incredibly expensive. They're the only thing left.
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
One of the only things. Yeah.
True. Yep.
Okay,
Sustained
I
rapid
got a whole
fire
bunch more guns.
capability, baby.
There's
Ooh.
a Chiappa Double Badger in 22
that's-
LR and
Oh,
410.
that's pretty.
That's
That's
fun.
boring. Get a bigger barrel. Why is it 44? I know they had a 30-30.
It's very small. No,
That'd be a
22
great.
LR.
I want-
grouse gun.
I want a bigger barrel. Well, I guess yeah, double barrel for brass. I want center fire
No,
rifle
no.
caliber on top though.
22 or 22 on top, 410 on the bottom. This is
You're gonna
just for
shoot a
grouse.
deer with 410.
No, just for grouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Slug.
Yeah. I mean, it goes down nice and small, just like those other ones. The thing I don't like about it is the lock on here. You gotta like pinch it under your armpit and push forward on that and then pull down on it. And it's kind of
Wait, what? It's very
Don't like
confusing. I don't get it.
that's the unlock right there. You gotta push that
Ah.
forward. And
Oh.
it's just kind of awkward, right? Because you gotta like go like this, right? Instead of like your tang mount where it's a lot easier to break them open. And then it's it just pops them out there.
Did you get that from Western Metal?
No, I got this from a buddy of mine. I visited
Okay.
a buddy of mine, and he's like, "Hey, take that. I'm going to see him at a weekend anyway." So I'm like, "Give me that gun so I can do a quick review on it." So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, extractor only, and like with 410 and that kind of thing, it's quite easy to use. Front trigger for the shotgun, back one for the 22 for the more accurate shot. I don't really like the sights on it. It's got like a peep with 2 dots on the back and 1 on the front.
No.
I only want light on the front. I don't want light anywhere else. And I just find
Sorry, that's a peep sight or a notch on the rear?
it's a peep.
Yeah,
Oh, but I have
dots?
like the 2 circles on the side.
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Huh.
It's European guns. We'll never understand it.
I'll never understand that space wizardry. And then a buddy of mine, his dad wanted to pass his guns on, so he gave them to me. So I got a couple of those. Hey, looking familiar, Tony? There's a Dewey.
Oh,
This one's
better condition.
This one's the 840. His guns were actually in
Oh,
fantastic condition.
new.
They're all dusty, but the insides of them, like I'm expecting, okay, I'm going to crack these things open. They're going to be caked in oil and grease and that kind of thing. Spotless. Absolutely spotless on the inside.
Took care of its guns, eh?
Weird, because not a lot of people did. But yeah, I mean, I would much rather do that instead of the other stuff with that cap, right? To crack it open. That's
Yeah,
way
absolutely.
easier, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Seems very smooth.
Yeah, 16 gauge.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mhm. Thankfully, it came with some ammo because I ain't buying that stuff.
you can get a Lee Precision load or 2.
Oh,
It will
okay.
load everything
I
between
can
12
buy
and
it.
20.
Yeah. The hammer, I don't know. You guys have probably shot these before, but like the hammer is like pretty stiff. It's
Yeah,
really hard to have
it's.
other
I
hammers
was
go back,
surprised on that. I was like, this is designed to be a kid gun. Are you sure they can cock this thing?
Well, and the other thing was 16 gauge. Like they made some spicy 16 gauge, and the stuff that I got with this was pretty spicy, and it didn't feel good. The recoil didn't
No.
feel good on it.
All
No.
right.
Oh, I bet
It's a
the
light-
12
it's a
will
light
feel
gun.
even worse.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the first shotguns I ever went out and shot with like friends out on the farm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Plastic
Canadian
butt pad
classic,
on it.
baby.
Yeah. But
When men were men and recoil was brutal.
yeah. What else did I get? No points for figuring that one out. Here's a Kui Model
That's
39
22.
single shot.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I love those.
That is very good condition. Wow, look at it.
It's not bad. Yeah.
That's a collector edition. That might be worth almost $40 there, Adriel.
Yeah. That's very rare. You don't see
Maybe
you
it's
don't-
just because my eye has been tinted through the Saturday experience. Just everything
think
have
so.
like brown spots on it. It's like, do I
Well,
really want this?
this one's missing the rear, like not there's
Oh,
usually like a
the little
ramp.
ladder thing.
Yeah, the little slide.
Yeah, it's missing that. But apparently you can just get those and the Savage 64 ones still work on
Are
it.
still compatible because they're out of the same factory.
Still
Yeah.
made in Lakefield, right? So Yeah, it's actually in great condition. I'm going to be going camping this weekend with his grandson. I'm going to take his grandson camping. I'm going to get him to shoot. He's
cool.
never shot a gun before, so I'm going to get him to shoot
Nice.
his grandpa's guns.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Somehow he's not interested. You might want to keep a few for him.
I'm going to keep them all for him just in case until they're like in their 20s or something like that, and then they're mine. This also came 12 gauge Remington Wingmaster.
That's
been used. It's
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, the stock is
that's
not
like-
too great, but the barrel, the receiver looks great.
that's great.
The-
No, that's
the
a
bluing on it's
fantastic.
fine. Yeah,
That's a
the bluing on it's
classic
fine.
shotgun. That's beautiful.
Nice.
That's
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And A70 accessories are everywhere, so
that's the
Yeah.
That's the only 870 I need. I need like
a Windmaster?
just
No.
like one that's like got character, doesn't need to be worth anything, just like of that era. I don't own one
Mhm.
that's just like, you know.
Well, that's one. I think you could have predicted that you'd see something like this as
Of
well,
course.
right? Yeah.
No,
Oh, big old scope on it. Jeez.
Big old scope, a Weaver 3-9x40. Ooh,
Nice.
back
Classic.
when Weaver made nice scopes. Yeah.
Wow, I have a diving board front too. Not the front, sorry, diving board. Chopped barrel.
Chop barrel. This is not only sporterized, but sporterized by Globe Firearms. This is the Globe
Oh.
Firearms
Ooh.
Neat.
Model 20.
Neat.
Not a
Oh, so it's not it's like a factory reman. Oh, straight
Yeah.
stock too. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting looking, different piece of history, but not too spec. Would be rejected by the Empire's military, just saying.
Yeah. This is the most interesting of all of them. Because it looks like, it's a 20 gauge, right?
It's a pump action rifle, 30-30.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Pump action.
Really?
The ejection port looks like it,
And
yeah.
a 30-30. Popping those
Interesting.
in there. Yeah.
I'm
what-
surprised
what
it's
is that?
using a bottom loading gate. I would
Just like a shotgun.
I would expect like a Kingsgate on the side kind of deal.
Yeah. Like a lever action or something like that. Chop
Uh-huh.
it up. It's actually kind of a pain in the ass to load. You put them
You gotta
in there,
line it up
Like,
properly,
yeah.
right?
Well, there's a
Yeah.
little shelf in there. I'll do a video on it. You guys will see. There's a little shelf on there that you can kind of hook the back of the rim on for the shells as you put them in. If you don't, they kind of sit on the lifter there, and then
Mhm.
sometimes they feed and sometimes they don't. So they need to sit on the shelf, but it can bump off the shelf. It's kind of weird, But for like an in the bush kind of a gun, like close in, fast shooting, right?
Yeah.
Just take a couple of 30-30 shots nice and quick. Super nice for
That's
that.
the thing, though. I don't understand why pump action guns are not as popular as they were back in the day. And look at what Raven has done. They're promising a rifle and PCC caliber lever gun first. It's like pump action is way faster. Why would you?
It's faster, but it's like it's not as smooth. It's not as
Yeah.
action. So if you had if you had like a real like 30-30, you ever look at it, it's like pretty slanted in, right? So it's easy to extract. But if you put like a straight wall case in there, this would be really a pain in the ass to extract because you have to like crank down on the pump to get it out, right? Whereas
I
with
don't
the
know. I shot a
you-
223 for a while.
See, Tony, the thing
It's
is,
pretty-
the
still pretty
reason we
straight, though.
don't have a lot of pump action rifles is because the universe invented the semi-automatic rifle,
And it was better.
and it was way
I
better.
guess it doesn't look
Body
as cool as
magazines,
lever guns.
So
Which
that was a
were
big
better.
middle finger to history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a Mossberg 250C. I first saw it. I'm like,
Hey.
it's a Kui 64, but
Yeah, it's a
what's going on
Kui.
with that mag? No, Mossberg 250C, different thing entirely. The mag's
Not the
pretty
same. Oh, interesting.
complicated. Yeah, mag's pretty complicated. It's actually got a decent way to take the bolt out. So you take the action off here. This little piece right here.
Ah,
That spins out the back, and then the bolt and the guts come
Oh.
out the back, which is way better than the Savage 64, right? Or Kui 64, whatever.
Take the barrel out just to get everything out of it.
What? Yeah, those are crazy, but very easy to use. This one came with a scope on it that was I don't know, value price, so I just took it off. We'll go to the irons for this thing. I think old 22 should be irons, right?
absolutely.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
agreed.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless you have a scope of that vintage, like
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways,
like that
I got
guy.
those. I'm working on some reviews of them. Sorry, let me just zoom on you there, Dave.
I'll
Yeah,
send
Yeah,
you
it's
this. I'll
got
send you
it
this
gotta
and
be like
slap it
very
on.
shiny on the exterior because
Yeah,
that's how
gloss.
scopes were made back in the day.
Yeah.
It's 1980s Tasco. Next time I run into Adriel, I'll bring this out to you.
Oh, just what I wanted, another Tasco. I reloaded a bunch. So I reloaded a bunch of 357, 38 special, 44 mag. I made 200 rounds of 44 mag. After
On a
testing
single stage? No, on a turret.
turret. Yeah, turret.
Oh god. You really need a progressive.
No, because I'm not going to shoot that much. Like 200 rounds is, I don't know, like a 10-year supply of 44 mag for me. I don't shoot that much. I don't shoot that much.
Next thing you know, it's got a
Start
3 gun.
Cowboy action, baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
let's talk
gotta
about
we
that
gotta
later.
give Adriel
about that
a
later.
cowboy name of sorts.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's see what else I do. See, so I took the levers out to the range. I tested my load, my reloads in them. They all ran fine. So then I made lots. That's why I was just waiting to make the full meal deal. One of our listeners on our Discord server kind of shared what they used for their toolkit, and I stole some ideas from them. So I took they had a real Avid cleaning kit that they used, a pull through kit that has brushes and jags and a couple of mops and that kind of thing for most cartridges. So I stole that idea and put that in my kit. Oh, and did a PAL and a private PAL, and then I went gopher shooting and shot a bunch of gophers, and I shot the gophers with this right here.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
So I got some footage to share with you guys
Ooh.
on shooting it. I had to use the sunshade on it, and this back part here mandatory because there's so much glare coming in there. It's actually
Of course, it makes you look like a Russian operator.
Oh, you need it because like it's not the screen
Looks like an
the
original
brightness gets washed
SVD.
out. Yeah, well, there's a reason why they're like that, right? So you can get your eye up on there, you can get all the light into your eye, none of the rest. So the footage is great. The footage, it looks really good. Shooting it just with like through here, I think like this eyepiece is not 4K. The sensor is 4K. The eyepiece isn't. The eyepiece is like, I don't know, 1280 maybe. I think it's 1280 by 720, right? 720p.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. I believe even the top of the line mirrorless cameras don't have 4K displays for their eye finder, so that would be really expensive.
But think about, okay, I'm looking. I'm pretty sure that's a gopher. You pull the scope up, you can't see anything. Yeah. It's all just there's grass, and it just looks like a washed out mess of camouflage. So it was actually a pretty big handicap trying to gophers specifically. I think for the big game animal like deer or something like that would be fine, but gophers are so hard to spot. You see like that color, that brown there is not right. And normally if you pull up a gun with a scope, it's like boom, yes, there's a gopher. It zooms it in. You also get that depth of field. You can focus on different ranges through the scope. You can't with this thing. You have to manually focus it when you get out there, right? So you pull the gun up, and then while you're holding it up, you have to hang on, and you have to reach forward and get the focus just right.
The manual focus is just kind of insane to me. Like, you have a rangefinder in it. Figure out a way to like focus it.
I think yeah, it would be cool if this just took lenses, but I don't think you could put camera lenses on there because it's got to take recoil, right? So it's got to be like a specialty camera lens. But yeah, autofocus. Oh my god, autofocus. It needs autofocus so badly because it's just so much of a pain. If you were shooting deer at long range, it doesn't matter. I think this system would be fine.
In Soviet Russia, groundhog's much larger than your terrible country.
Yeah. I ran the 597 adapter, and I got a 597. It's up on the wall. I'm not going to talk anymore about it because it's a 597. I think I've talked about 597s before. But it came with the extended mags, the old, like really old style extended mags, and
very fragile plastic.
No, they work flawlessly. They work absolutely flawlessly. I used them when I was gopher shooting. I didn't have a single jam. So I don't know. That was good. The thing that was poor about my gopher shooting is I put my phone on vibrate, and I didn't notice it like ring into my pocket. And Tony, who I told like, hey, go to the Sahia thing and buy some guns, and I didn't answer my phone for too long. Yeah, dick move on my part. I forgot. Sorry about that, Tony. But he stayed and he got me some guns anyways. Next time that happens, feel free to just buy whatever you think that I want.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
Spend all the money.
responsibility.
You're
No, it's
responsible
not.
for this now.
No, it's not. Because all those prices were okay.
It was okay.
At worst, it's like, oh, I don't like this gun. I just turn around and sell it, right?
It'll be hard to sell though. Some of them are in really rough condition. I know there are some of them are classroom guns and stuff. They've been handled a lot.
Yeah. How much was the bolt action again?
$100. The shotgun?
Yeah. Good price. Good.
Broken stock though.
I don't know if I'm gonna
have
use
the
course, but
have the brown the brass reinforcement on the side, which is really funny.
They have a synthetic stock that's available for them, so I might.
You can't even get one.
Yep. I might troll some gun shows. That's now I have some gun show stuff to look for, right? Try to find some of that kind of stuff. You do too, because you're gonna need to find some Enfield parts, and that's a perfect place to find that kind of old junk is gun shows. And like normally the problem if you were to buy that stuff now, Natchez out of the States, like they'd be really good, except they're in the States.
They don't ship here.
Shipping. Yeah. Well, they did. I think they might still, but will be subject to tariffs, or is the Canadian dollar going to suck, or are they going to nail you on shipping costs, or like who knows, like all the a lot of unknowns.
Just ship it to a U.S. address. I'm going to carry it on my back saying this is a piece of wood.
Sure. Yep. There's also some parts.
Restrictions.
Marstar has.
Oh, Marstar. Okay.
Yeah, they have some parts as well for that 303. Yeah, gopher shooting is fun. I think I shot, I don't know, let's say 20 gophers. I probably could have shot 50 with just a regular scope.
Oh wow!
But
wow,
it's fun. There's something to be said about having it recorded and available to put on YouTube and horrify people. So
yeah, I'm thinking you gotta like mount it like a laser unit, so it's either co-witnessed or like double stacked. So it's zeroed similar. You're not using that. You're just using that as a recorder, and then you're shooting regularly.
Yeah, I think there's got to be like a cheaper like gun scope or something like.
Yeah, there's like divers where you can see a mirror image.
Yeah, there's got to be something else out there.
Get yourself a wish.com night vision sight, mount it on a helmet, and then go out and hunt with that and put it on YouTube. That'd be hilarious.
That's pretty close to what this is. But the video footage is actually really good. I sent you guys a little clip, right, of one of the gophers that was taken around. But yeah, it's definitely in there.
It was really funny. It sounded almost like the gun had been suppressed, just because
microphone very bad,
nature of microphone and stuff. But it was just like that. Is like a lot like what a suppressed 22 sounds like. And it's like, oh, did he put a can on that? Didn't tell anybody.
For the record, no, it was this gun, and this would be a pain in the ass to put a can on.
Oh yeah, you have to throw a muzzle.
They make them for these things, but no, I wouldn't. And like this one, like that's what you're hearing is the click clack of the bolt, and because it's connected directly to the scope, basically. But yeah, fun. And then I hit the range with most of the guns I just showed you, and the couple of them that I didn't. I tried out my 300 Win Mag with a couple of things. Dave, you're talking about the 308 being spicy. The 300 Win Mag's pretty spicy as well.
Yeah, that's a lot spicier.
Yeah, I'm running some full recoil reloads in it, and
are you still running the copper or no?
Yeah.
How's the group?
I'm just I'm just testing velocity and that kind of thing so far. But I'm shooting stuff at 200. I'm shooting steel plates at 200, right? The little one, get big or whatever. Yeah.
Good enough for hunting.
Well, when it gets closer to hunting season, I'll actually like group it on paper and get like, because I need it properly sighted in, because sometimes I take shots at 500 yards and I expect my gun to hit it. So I don't want it like a 1 inch or 1 MOA off one or the other. Could be a bad time for me. So I'll get that stuff sorted later at a later date. I had 8 guns I brought to the range. It was
quite a range trip.
That's just starter.
Oh
Dude,
God.
Dude, I miss taking 20 guns to the range. I miss the headache of it, figuring out how they're all going to fit in the cases, making everybody help. Like, you're shooting some of these, you're carrying these.
Well, I could carry 15 guns in 3 cases. I have.
Yeah.
I will
five
have
guns-
anxiety
5 guns in 3 cases.
of guns knocking into each other. I would not let that happen.
My collection of cases is hilarious.
Yeah.
Then I'll have anxiety of fitting them into the car.
Yeah, that part is easy as long as you stack them in there. Anyways, yeah, so hit the range, 300 Win Mag, all the other stuff that I just mentioned. The other thing I was trying out was that lead sled with no weights in it, trying out the lead sled. It's good. Still, you can still tell when the 300 Win Mag goes off. Like there's like some serious going on, but it puts energy on the target. And then this weekend, I'm gonna go camping and do an RPAL. Both.
Nice.
Oh, let's do both. Yeah.
Let's do
good.
both. Both is
Thanks,
good.
everyone. So why don't we move on to what are we doing next? News, upcoming events. Let's do
Upcoming events.
Yeah,
You're driving.
I guess I could drive and do that kind of stuff. Yeah. Maple Seeds, we got some coming up. What day are we into right now? May 14th. Nova Scotia, we got a couple of those coming up 16th, 17th. One of them sold out. The other one is not. Sherwood Park Fishing Game. The Saturday is sold out. That's May 24th, 25th. Saturday's sold out. The Sunday is not. That's what I'll be doing the weekend after next. Regina, that one won't be sold out. May 31st. Atlantic Marksman's in Dartmouth and Nova Scotia, May 31st. Armstrong, BC is sold out. That's June 1st, but you can still get on the wait list. So we still link events on the Maple Seed website, and that's so you can get to the wait list. If you're on the wait list, make sure the event organizer knows, and maybe they'll get you in there, right? Let's see. Rocky Rod and Gun Club. This is their first year doing one there. Sold out June 8th.
Wow.
I didn't even release it to the public. They sold it out with their membership. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Brockville, June 14th. Havelock Sportsman's Club in New Brunswick, June 28th. And that's probably far enough out. July 5th, we'll do Vermilion in Alberta and Sackville in New Brunswick. But yeah, lots of time for all of that. Firearms training coming up here in the Edmonton area, May 31st and June 1st at Sherwood Park. I'm going to be running non-restricted, then restricted courses. And then a couple weeks after that, June 14th and 15th, I'll run a non-restricted and restricted. Although I might cancel one of the restricteds because, I don't know, it seems like there's not a lot of people signing up for those.
Are you seeing a decrease after the election?
There was a decrease before the election. Yeah. BTSA, you want to talk about that one, Tony?
Yep, BTSA is having a shotgun match this weekend. If you want to see me in person and my terrible job on my shotgun, you can come visit us on the 17th. Registration on Practice Score. And weekend 8-stage steel challenge coming up on the 24th as well.
Dave, do you want to do the ORA ones?
Yeah, Ontario Rifle Association.ca. Take a look on the calendar. One of the ranges that we use for a lot of our stuff, Vimy Range, is currently closed for remediation, so events will be moving around somewhat. We've got a practical precision practice, which is our version of PPS, PRS, the steel shooting stuff. We got a practice on the 24th. We've got a match on the 25th. We've got a CQC match on the 31st. We've got a precision, which is a sniper match on the 1st of June. We got a sporting rifle match on the 7th of June. I'll be out on the range for that one.
Cool. There's some 3-gun matches on 3gun.ca. Go and sign up for one of those. There's not really a lot of signups, so if you want to like just try it out, go, because you'll probably be in a very small group of people shooting. Same thing, the Sherwood Park Rimfire Madness, June 20th and 29th. That's one of the ones I'll be helping to run. That one's on Practice Score. Also looks like a small event right now, which is kind of nice. We're going to have a nice small event with just a good group of people and have some dinners and drink some beers and have a good time. Nice. National Range Day is going to be June 7th. So look to your range. Keep that date clear so that if your range needs help running anything, you can put a hand in. I've probably already booked myself for something.
Yeah.
Do you usually go to Chaz or
Sherwood Park.
Sherwood Park.
It depends. Like they haven't both run range day in the past, so yeah.
It is a blast to go out. I did it 2 years ago. I brought my pistols out and sat on the pistol bay up at East Gray, and it was an absolute blast. It had so many people in who'd never checked out handguns before, and there were a couple ladies there that were just so chuffed to shoot handguns. So exciting. So it is a lot of fun. We need, especially now, we need to spread our sport.
No kidding.
Yeah. Getting into the news.
Gun owners.
Speaking of,
Provost is now Minister of Nature. So
Yes, finally, nature's safe.
Polly Souvient is Minister of Nature. I don't know how I feel about this.
She's like what are they calling them? They're like they're not.
oh yeah,
junior-
she's secretary.
junior
Junior, no, it's a
Secretary of
Secretary of
State.
Secretary of State,
Which is weird. Why do we have a state thing coming into his? What?
That
because
was a
the
Harper
state
thing,
still
actually.
exists. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Harper era thing, and then they got rid of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, good points. A few people are saying, well, maybe that'll be the end of lead shot finally, and lead bullets, because nature. So
They're related, maybe.
they are.
Or maybe it'll be, hey, you can only hunt with bolt actions, break actions, and pumps. And since those are the only guns you can hunt with, you don't need anything else.
I mean, you can hunt with lever actions and semi-autos too.
No, sorry.
Sustained rapid
Bolt,
fire
pump,
capabilities. You
Break action
murder.
only. Dustin. You don't need any of those.
I need all of those.
The lever
Think
action-
about the children,
that's
Dustin.
that's the
I am
cowboy
thinking about the
action.
children who need guns that were manufactured in the 1800s.
That's they're designed for the battlefield, just
you
like
know
this
what?
Enfield.
Yeah, so
on the
was
ground.
so was the Jeep. So let's all go back to Model Ts so that it's harder to drive into a crowd of people and do
Well,
damage.
this was used in the battlefield somewhere back in the day, so we should eliminate that.
And no more penicillin either, because that was invented for the same reasons. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay, back on
Anyway.
schedule.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah, she's Minister of Nature. I don't think this
Yeah.
matters much for
No,
us.
she doesn't matter.
A lot of
Uh,
people say she's probably just there to build up her creds a little bit before they bump her up into something significant. See if she
I think-
completely F's this up or not.
She was a lobbyist for the government. Now she gets paid not only just a government salary, but a bumped up government salary. So
And we're
yeah,
paying it.
We are paying.
that was the thanks. Thanks for the help. Getting elected.
Sweet.
Now you get a nice cushy government job.
Yeah.
And then when they lose, she'll be out, but then they'll find ways
Ambassador
to
of
give her
some
money.
sort.
Yeah.
Ambassador to somewhere, or
They're gonna
Sure.
lose.
Yeah. Ambassador to Quebec.
when they leave.
PCC World Shoot. Who's got this part?
I do. So there's a Apex article on the two PCC champion, Taylor and Mel, going to PCC Worlds. I believe they're there now this week.
Yep.
So we'll have them, hopefully, if they're not too busy, because shooting schedule is very busy for them.
Borrowing
On the
guns
show
when they get
again.
down there.
Yep, I believe the
State.
Apex Optics article does mention that they have. I don't know how many in total. They have we have a group of 5 athletes going there, so they have a set of, probably
guns.
better PCC than we do anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Canada Post strike might be coming up. They keep making noise about it. I'm sure everyone's gotten notices already
Of course.
from your banks and everyone else trying to convince you to go to e-bill and bills and that kind of thing. For gun owners, just consider if you buy anything and the Canada Post strike comes up, you might not get your gun in a while.
I use Canada Post for 2 things: for shipping guns and buying marijuana. And like I'm not shipping a lot of guns these days, and I can
Mhm.
go to the store, I guess. So
Not a
go
big
on
deal.
strike again.
Yeah. have
Yeah,
at it.
and every time they go on strike, I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, that's that one thing I haven't switched over yet. Thanks, Canada Post. I appreciate that reminder. Boop. Email only.
Yeah. Who's got the story on the new Minister of Public Safety?
Ooh, I did not.
Someone
put
put a link in for Canada Gun Nuts.
Oh,
Who
yes,
is
yes,
Gary
yes.
That
was me, so.
Gary?
He appears to be an anti-gun sort.
You don't
so-
say?
that.
The
In
Liberals
the Liberal
put an
Party?
anti-gunner
Really?
in charge
Weird,
of
right?
public
In
safety?
charge of public safety. The guy who's going to make us far less safe by diverting
Oh.
money and attention to the 3% of the problem. Anyway, so yeah, he's from Toronto. He's from Scarborough. Anti-gun guy. continually
Probably won't go well for
endorses-
us then.
Thinking no, but the CSSA is suggesting that people send him a nice letter and say, please unban my guns, which I don't think is going to happen. But you know what? It never hurts to throw a letter at them, tell them to go F themselves politely and that you're not the problem. So why not? It's free. Take some time, write them a letter. They even have a form letter there in the thread on gun nuts.
Yeah. That's handy. Who's got the X tweet from Ian Runkle here?
You didn't put that one up either.
Tony?
No, maybe Carl did. I don't know. Maybe Ian did. He hacked into our account.
He is planning on taking. So I do know a little bit about this. So he's planning on taking his fight for legal fairness for gun owners to the Supreme Court, and is looking for support in that regard because it is an expensive proposition. So I'm just gonna read his whole post. So this sort of thing is not my usual, and I'm bad at it, but I'm going to the Supreme Court of Canada to fight for procedural fairness for gun owners. This is a critically important time and a critically important case, but I need your help. So check out Ian Runkle of the Bailey. He's got links for a couple of ways to help support this thing. So, and specifically has to do with the procedural fairness around our ability to challenge the nullification of our formerly restricted, now prohibited AR-15 and other registration certificates, because the government's basically said two things. One, that you have no right or ability to appeal, or not appeal, there was another word, but to challenge. And then during our court case, the government said, no, there's a not only did the government say, but the actual justices all found that there was a route of legal fairness in that there was a methodology for challenging, and the government said, yeah, there's totally a route for challenging, and that's the legal remedy for this situation. So he's planning on taking it all the way to the Supreme Court. I wish him well, and anybody that wants to donate, I think he's aiming for $20,000 or $30,000.
He's aiming for 40,000. He's at 38,452. He was at half that this morning. So to everybody who donated, good for you for actually contributing to the fight. That is freaking awesome.
That's huge. That's a lot more than what it was when I saw it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is huge. I think
keep giving. Let's load him up.
He opened it up like yesterday or something.
Yeah.
And he's doing
I'll put the link to that in the
himself,
comments here.
So
yeah. There's the link if anyone wants to donate. New gun stuff. G4C has the new small voodoo.
Ooh.
Did you guys see it?
It's pretty.
It's not
The
even
3 to
that
9?
expensive. I thought it was going to be more. This is the tiny one that Kyle and I saw in SHOT Show.
Ooh,
It's very small. It's very cute. Look at this. Look at that little guy. Look at it.
It's pretty cute.
That's a cool little scope.
Yep. Now the downsides to go into
are
a cool little scope. The optics didn't look that great when I was looking through it. Not for $1,300, but that's because it's a very small scope, right? Like your objective, the objective on this thing's 32 millimeter. Like it's not that's a very small objective for a 3 to 9.
It's single ring mounting. So
what would you use this for?
Well, like
3-gun
instead of an LPVO, you could use something like this, right? On your PCC.
Yeah, my little short barrel PCC would be perfect.
3 to 9. Yeah.
3 to 9.
Yeah, that kind of thing. On a small gun that you might want to hunt with. That'd be a good reason. Yeah.
Yeah. But better than red dot.
It would be lighter. Yeah. Lighter.
How's the eye relief on it?
It was pretty far as I can remember.
2.5.
They're saying. Oh, sorry, no. It was closer. It was closer. Yeah, a little bit closer than typical.
Yeah. So
I was thinking if you can use it as a pistol scope.
No.
Like for hunting.
No. Unless you're holding it up against your face, which you'd regret quickly.
Yeah, but quarter MOA adjustments, which is kind of nice, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really fine actually. Well, for 3 to 9, maybe not so much.
They're normally quarter MOA, but then a lot of these small scopes are going to half MOA, so it's nice to have something that's like back to that quarter because I appreciate it. I'd rather have quarter MOA. And then G4C also has the CZ557 30-06 or Fuddy-06, if you will, in a bronze finish with walnut stock. And yeah, it looks very classy. Very classy 30-06
Indeed.
for $1,400, but very classy. Northern Elite. I think we talked about this gun before, but now they're offering, I didn't notice that they had both wood and synthetic for the same price. They have Northern Elite has the Citadel AD 500 308 semi-automatic for $10.99. So we've seen the 5.56 that they have. They also have a 308 version.
What kind of magazine is that?
Proprietary. The 223
would have to be.
Yeah.
It would have to be proprietary, Tony, or it would be a prohib because stupid.
That won't matter. It'll be
Well,
prohib.
the 223 was AR mag capable, so to speak.
Was it? Oh, did it come in before?
I think it was designed earlier than that, but
so my question to you guys, like wood one, obviously, right?
Yeah,
I don't like wood, so
You don't like wood.
I don't like
Maybe I've been infected by too much wood stuff around me. All these old guns.
no pistol grip
Hunting
means
rifles, synthetic,
wood,
baby.
so I'm okay with it.
I think the wood, the one thing that the wood does is it gives off, this is hunting rifle, don't ban me. Whereas I prefer the black personally, but that's an evil, scary baby killing assault rifle of death. So
FNFAR is wood. So
yeah,
let's tell you, buddy.
I know, I
Foul's
understand.
wood.
Yeah, I mean,
M14's wood, Mini 14's wood.
Bad. Comes with 2 5-round mags.
M1 carbines wood.
it's actually not a terrible price, like $1,000.
It's a lot of money just to buy another band gun. But
I know.
It's not banned
It's
yet.
just
Yeah.
well, yeah, but like
It's
after
Wednesday today, so
I'm out of money.
after G46, it's we already know the writing is on the wall.
yeah.
But we were able to fight back. Now the writing is definitely on the wall.
I mean, the other thing is you just buy it. It's non-restricted. Not that I'm recommending breaking the law, but you're never going to have to turn it in anyway. So, I mean, it's not like you'll have to turn this thing in if you buy it. So,
But are you gonna
Whatever.
use it for hunting? Now you can't hunt.
doesn't have a
Well,
pistol grip. So, I don't know.
yeah.
Is anybody actually going to stop you?
That.
No. And
Take the
then
spring out, claim it's a straight pull.
Yes, the SR.
Tactical Imports has the SR 410 back in stock. This is the short boy 410
cool.
revolver.
Yeah, that is freaking awesome.
I want it, but they're apparently not good.
How could they be? No, like this. This literally starts out as a
Oh,
long one,
yeah.
and they chop it down.
I know.
Just get a long.
They just didn't chop
stock
it down enough. You gotta keep going. Just
There will be a pistol. You can't have that.
I kind of
Yeah.
want one just because it's ridiculous.
I know I want one solely for the novelty factor, and I don't need another novelty.
Wait,
factor.
wait. Remember Adriel's revolving carbine?
Mm-hmm.
But
Says-
Tony, look.
Oh, I have a shield. Okay,
There's just
cool.
a shield. Yeah.
If
So
you
can
have,
put your hand up there.
I know shotgun chain fire is very rare, but like that would be a very bad day for you.
How would it? How would
I don't think you get a chain fire out of
You're
that.
gonna chain fire. No chain fire.
It's a revolver.
But
Yikes!
double thickness rubber butt pad. Yeah, the problem with these is that because they use a cut down stock, the area of the stock there is quite small.
It's
So if you
pointless.
put it on your shoulder, there's nothing. It's like like a karate chop into your shoulder.
I really wish that they had a full stock version of it.
I think they do.
Just put a full stock on.
I had
do they?
I had a full stock version, the Laser 410, SR 410 or something like that.
That would be
They
the way to go.
they have a like I don't know if Tactical Imports, but I know that these guys make like the full stock version. This is just a short one.
$700 for a toy.
Very much a toy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the SR 410. Let's see.
Although-
Do they have the? No, they're all sold out.
That other one though, scroll up just the top left right there. Yeah. That's the one.
Osloff?
Yeah,
The
that's
Osloff.
that thing is a ton of fun. Way more fun than it ought to be. Have you ever
Oh,
played
yeah?
with one?
Yeah.
I've got 2 friends with these, and I have been tempted by that $400 stupid.
Oh, that's that
the
weird
finger chopping
thing.
machine.
Yeah. If you get the cycle right, you can make that go real fast. The reloading is a nightmare, but it is a lot of fun to use.
Cool.
You can also shoot an 1897 very fast. Just
Not,
saying.
it's not new. It's just I saw it. Squirrel.
Yeah, $3.99. Yeah, I didn't know that the price was so low on those.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, this today on HGG reviewing shotguns.
No, I need to cool off on the gun buying for just a little bit.
Okay, so the Lee Precision are me. There's, I guess Lee is getting into a few different, more market spaces. I guess they were always a big proponent. I am always a big proponent of seating and crimping on two different steps. Now they have options for you if you want to crimp and seat on the same step. What they have done is they are using the crimping die but adding the seating stem into the crimping die, so you're seating when you're crimping instead of you're crimping when you're seating. So it's a little interesting that way. For those of you out there with a Lee Pro 1000 progressive, that will be a pretty compelling option, I think, because you will be getting their factory crimp with the seat. Where if you are doing the old way, you will be getting more like a roll crimp with the seating die, so it's not as effective. They also have the other one is the rifle like precision seating dies that's specific to each calibers. So if you want more precision with your Lee Precision, you can get it that way. They should be coming into countries soon. Usually Canada, we see a 3 months delay for any new product from Lee Precision.
You know what I wish I would have got? So I've with 44 mag, just nothing to do with these products, but I wish I had a different seating like stem, because my 44 mag have
Are
such
flat.
Yeah, it flattens the nose on them if I push them in too far, and I have to push them in hard because all my rounds are compressed. So I like.
Why do you have to do compressed loads? Can't you just do something else?
I want full power, baby. I don't want
power.
less. I want all the power. H110, most velocity. That's the one I'm picking. Max load. That's where I start. Right there. That's the one.
Should have just got a 444 Marlin instead.
Or 4570.
Yeah.
so I could use some of the ammo I've got. Yeah.
Well, you can send me 4570 ammo anytime you want it.
No, that's
you have a big old lever gun or something?
Yeah, are you kidding? I love my 4570.
Oh, cool. And this is the
Marlin.
new updated.
Yeah.
So since last year, Springfield has been starting to update their series of 1911 handguns with the AOS optics system. And they might have built the perfect gun for me. I was always complaining the TRP, which is their top of line 1911 factory guns. They have a custom gun shop if you want to go that way. Their TRPs are never in 9mm. It's just kind of a principle thing for them. But now they offer a 1911 TRP with the AOS optics cut in 9mm and not in black. So
Nice.
That's pretty much the trifecta for what Tony's looking for. But since the election result,
I'm gonna be waiting 2 more years.
I'll be waiting for. I would give it about 3.5 more years at the very least. So
I
Love the grips on that thing.
those you can get. These are
That's sexy.
VZ grips. Yeah, Hydra. If you are not claustrophobic, what's the word?
Agoraphobic?
No,
like
the one where you don't like the holes.
The like all the dots. You might not appreciate that.
Dotophobic?
No, it's like I know how to say it in Chinese. 密集恐惧症. Like you don't like things that's very tightly packed together. Anyway,
If I was right. Okay, there's a joke about crowds in China there, but anyway.
People mountain, people.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't like people crowded together either. So
Cool. Tony, why not a double stack 1911?
because you can't shoot double stacked in the single stack division.
Oh, but the single stack is for moldy oldies. That's just for old people who like their 1911s.
Back in my day, 2 World Wars.
World Wars. Cool. No, it's a cool looking gun though.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Not cheap, $2,000.
Yeah.
US. Yeah.
Do you know how many Nork 9mm you can buy for that?
Do you know how many times the Nork 1911 will cut me? No, thank you. One stop shop. I want the perfect 1911 from the get go.
I miss the days of the $250 Nork 1911s. Like that was my drunk 3 a.m. purchase, and it was a great one. I'm not kidding.
I remember Trevor taking one of them and loading all of his 2011 parts into it and like tricking it right out. And it was actually a nice gun. It was pretty cool.
I'm just gonna say I had Full Hill Firearms Dave's Nork 1911 9mm. I was just doing the whole press check, getting familiar with the 1911 platform that evening. My entire left hand, like these two parts, are missing their skin next morning. That just I don't know.
Maybe it's extra grippy.
You have soft little.
soft little Chinese hands. Not comparable with very hard.
I was gonna say
Chinese guys.
admin hands, but okay. Did he like put skateboard tape all over it? Is that
no, battery gun.
No,
you're sharp.
No, just the metal is sharp. Yeah. Okay, so Tenda has Score's new low recoil rifle slugs, competition slugs, for I think $24 a box, so under $1 a shot if you buy in boxes, or if you buy it in a full case, it will be $220 for $250. A very good price if you compare to even challengers. Again, Score is manufactured in not Winnipeg, in Manitoba, I believe.
Brandon, maybe?
Brandon.
Yeah. I think outside a small town, not Brandon, but
Brandon is a small town.
Well, Brandon's like their second largest city. Hello?
Not saying much.
Still a small town.
Yeah, that's not saying much, but
split a case of these with your butt. Tony, do you have a bunch of low recoil slugs?
this is coming in for me.
You box them up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can check later.
A full case will take like forever to shoot, but just split it with some friends. Yeah, it's a good price. I agree. Great thing to buy. And then I just saw this one while I was on. Oh, that's not the page I was looking for.
Random aside, while Adriel's hunting there, Brandon, Manitoba has 51,000 people. That's tiny.
Size of Moose Jaw.
Yeah. Anyway.
Moose Jaw is a big town.
What's insulting Moose Jaw and
where's Wolverine Supply out of? I thought they're not in Brandon.
They're in Verdun.
Yeah, smaller town. Anyway.
So this
Rangeview has the Arkin Optics EP8 1:8 LPVO on for
34 mil tube though. Whoa.
That's becoming more common these days.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot more common.
On a LPVO though?
Well, not on LPVO, on like your
better scopes.
There's actually a good reason to use it on LPVO, because then you get like a way bigger objective without having to do like a bigger objective, right?
Step up and down.
Yeah, so I agree. Doing a 34 on a straight low power scope like this is a good idea.
It's illuminated reticle too. That's nice.
How are the Arkans? Have you guys used them?
Never played with one.
I've heard good things.
I've seen them.
$500.
I recall the chromatic aberration was pretty big, but
yeah,
I didn't have too much time on it. It's one of the range match attendance gun. I just took a look at it.
Cool. Okay. I think that's all we got for new gun stuff. Let's get on to our main topic, the future of shooting sports in Canada. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is like 3Gun is seeing like a huge decline in the number of attendees this year.
Yep.
Actually, I went back in time, which one of the cool things about Practice Score and all this kind of stuff and using it for so many years is we've got, I don't know, out to 2018 with Practice Score, and I've got even earlier in spreadsheets for 3Gun that I was running the scoring for and the admin for. And the 2018 ones, I was looking at them, they're all sold out, except for like the December match where it's like, oh my God, you're crazy because it's, minus 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything else was sold out in 2018, 2019, like all the way up until
May 2020.
2023, 2024 is actually when it started going down.
Really? So people held on for a lot longer than I expected.
That was the original ban didn't catch a lot of things, right? Like,
it caught our ARs.
It caught the ARs.
There were a bunch of people that quit, but I think there was just like, if our matches can only take this, but demand is like this.
Yeah.
the demand can go down and we still don't see it in registrations, right?
Yeah.
But the demand, like there were people who quit 3-gun.
Well,
because
yeah,
they
you
couldn't use
didn't
their ARs,
capture
like
the
lots.
wait list length, so to speak. But
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah. Well, plus Tony, I mean, nothing happened in 2020 or 2021. A lot of stuff was still closed in 2022.
that's true.
So,
yeah.
you know, we had like a 3-year gap in a lot of shooting sports in there too. So,
Yeah, I mean, we had some 3-gun in there, and those were all sold out. But 2023, 2024, it started going down. And 2025 this year, we're seeing like a really big drop, just because a lot of people were using WKs or WSMCRs, and like they're making do. They're not as good as ARs, but whatever. Some people had some Ravens; those are as good as ARs. Some people had some APCs and that kind of thing. Yeah, they're pretty good.
PNTs, yeah.
Tavors, like all that other kind of stuff. Yeah. But then
Caltex, some people might run that too.
sure, yeah,
RDBs.
RDBs, yeah, some lefties like to run the
PCCs.
RDBs. Yeah, yeah, some guys were running PCC division and enjoying that, having lots of fun.
Yep.
But specifically, yeah. So the pistol getting banned, I don't think that did a whole heck of a lot. I think there was still lots of people with pistols that wanted to compete.
it will gradually. But
it will
Well,
gradually.
it didn't.
right now.
In my opinion, the pistol ban didn't really impact anyone who is currently already in it. It only impacted the future of the sport, so to speak. Like
Yeah.
people
It's
like
gonna
me
die.
who can't really get in anymore. But for example, Adriel, you're shooting already. You have a pistol. You're just gonna continue to do whatever you're doing.
I
I don't know how we've never been able to like collectively, get any traction or voice in like calling out the BS that is like the government coming out and saying, "Oh, we're being completely respectful to the sports shooting community." Like
They haven't said that,
because
though.
it is
They-
the
they-
bullshit.
Bill
They-
Blair
asymmetry.
fucking said that like
He
2
did.
months ago when they
Oh.
like he literally 2 months ago was like,
Do they
"We're-
still
we've been
say that,
completely-"
though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
yes.
mostly just been hearing
I
hunting.
can pull the soundbite.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I realize that they are focused on hunting because obviously they haven't been kind or considerate to the sport shooting communities, but like I don't know, it's just like
It's because it's the bullshit asymmetry principle, wherein it is extremely easy to spread bullshit and it is extremely difficult to counter it because you need to pull out
recall it.
statistics and have people sit down with you. And here's all the reasons it's bullshit. You can't do it in a 15-second soundbite. And most people, frankly, aren't interested, right? Guns bad. Why do you own a gun? You don't need to go to a gun.
no,
So
I
let's
know.
let's
So,
well,
Yeah,
let's get to the
anyway.
future of shooting sports, because we could talk about the politics. I think that's a good topic.
yeah, we've
but
done that.
we've done it,
We've done it.
and I don't know. It seems like a losing cause at this point. But yeah, that's something that I'm seeing in that shooting sport. I saw it also. I haven't been active in service rifle, but our local club has service rifle, and I've been noticing like they don't have like a ton of people out there either. They're primarily
No.
shooting like Lee Enfields and mostly Lee Enfields actually, and that kind of thing. Yeah. And I've
My
seen that looks like
service rifle is AR-15s. I mean, it's set up in Canada to be run with semi-automatic rifles because that is the service arm that we use in the
Mhm.
military. So last year for service rifle, most people for the ORACE SR running WKs.
Mhm.
Some people running straight pulls, so those are still around, and those work better than a bolt gun for moving and shooting. Tavor, few Tavors, they're not fabulous 500-yard guns. So
yeah,
a lot of
hard
WKs.
to make sable from prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't monopod them. It doesn't work well. I've tried.
Yeah.
It's bad. So yeah, a lot of WKs, some BNTs, like all the stuff we previously mentioned. So 99% of service rifle shooters used an AR-15 variant of some sort.
And
Pretty
So-
damn near 100 unless they were
so, like,
kicking around.
What are they using
service
now?
rifle like
So then they were using Tavors, WKs, all that stuff. We haven't had a service rifle match this year. We have one coming up soon-ish. And then we actually have NSCC, the Nationals, coming up this year. But we need more people signed up because I don't think we have very many people signed up for service rifle.
is that just going to be a combination of like Enfields and like the
It probably. I don't think
M1s?
people. No, I don't think people are going to shoot Enfields. M1s probably. I could see a lot of people. You run 223 for
Okay,
service
yeah.
rifle.
Okay, so
realistically, you're
renegades,
firing
Mavericks.
like 100 rounds, so it's going to be an awfully expensive, painful day with a 303.
Mhm.
So yeah, renegades. I bought a Ruger American Ranch to shoot it
Yeah.
with because at least takes air mags, so it's something.
yeah,
It's a good rifle to use, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the British shoot service rifle and they shoot it with bolt guns. The difference, and they shoot it with ARs because they still have ARs. They're
yeah,
just
they've got the straight pull, right?
straight pulls.
Yeah.
And they don't have mag restrictions, so
Yeah.
they can shoot a straight pull with a 30-round mag and away you go.
No mag capacity restrictions, and they can have suppressors.
Suppressors,
Never
yeah.
thought I would be like, oh, the British have it better than us. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, for my Troy PAR in the UK, it will be a fully functional gun. You can have your D60.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Your arm will get tired, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a couple guys that still have PARs, so we may see those out for service. I don't know how many people are going to come out for service. Like, I really don't know because we're all just people are. I'm hoping that it will continue, but people are just disheartened right now because their ARs got banned. They bought a Tavor, they bought a WK, they bought a BNT, and like everything's getting banned. They bought M14s to shoot it with; those got banned. Like,
Yeah.
like
And
all
you're
this
not
stuff
going to
got
buy
banned.
something that you're not going to go out and buy an M1 Garand just so it can get banned, or not going to go buy one of those 308
No.
semi-autos.
No, and
just so they can
SKSs
get
are
banned.
worthless for that sport.
Yeah, no.
Honestly,
Yeah.
so it's no point in running SKSs. So it'll be interesting to see how many people actually come out and shoot it. I hope people do because I think it will be a lot of fun, even with a bolt gun. At least you're running and gunning, so it's fun. But yeah, like even my plinking day last weekend, 0 semi-autos on the range. That's the first plinking day
Really?
I've ever had where there were no semi-autos out.
Well,
We
there
can't
really
we
isn't
can't fire
a lot of
SKSs.
options.
We
Really?
can't
What?
fire SKSs.
That's
It's not allowed on the caliber isn't allowed on that particular range. So,
What is allowed? 308, 223? That's it?
so it's military ranges. So military ranges, they have very specific calibers they allow. So you can fire 308, you can't fire 22 short because it's not on the
Okay.
caliber listing. It's just the way it
Can
is.
you fire 338 Lapua?
No, not on the
Okay.
range that we're shooting. So military ranges, they template them and they
restricted.
say you may use these calibers and these calibers only, and that's it.
so my
So 7.62-39 is not on the range that I do plinking on.
How many people did you have out? Was it a big group, small group?
17.
17? How's that compared to typical?
Normally 30. Like I said, it rained in
Half.
Toronto, so people don't come out.
Yeah.
But everybody, a lot of the people that come out to that shoot bolt guns and handguns. And actually, I didn't have any handgun guys show up either. There was all bolt guns, which is
Interesting.
unusual. Usually half the group's handgun guys. So we'll see how next month is. I'm expecting we'll have our usual crowd come out for that. But service rifle CQC match, which is the old CQB, we have one of those. Very
What are
shortly.
you going to do for that?
SPI, let's go.
Yeah, maybe.
Justin's set up.
Yeah. I honestly, again, I don't know how many people are going to bother coming out because it's been getting less and less. It's still a blast, but no semi-autos, and that is a semi-auto match. I mean, there's one
CQB,
match.
yeah.
There's a couple matches where you're 10 rounds in 10 seconds. So you ain't doing that out of your Enfield.
Honestly, I
Gotta try real hard.
Yeah,
I think as far as like a lot of the like 3-gun, anything that's more like actiony oriented, I think it's going to be a lot of this as long as the handguns don't get completely banned, and a lot of semi-auto shotguns, like tube-fed semi-auto shotguns. I think you're gonna see, like, my prediction is you're gonna see exactly what this last match was supposed to be for me. A lot of 2x4 matches where it's kind of like you're gonna shoot shotgun and something, and that something is going to be whatever you have that is still legal. Like that's
what we're doing in 3-gun right now. Basically,
Yeah.
we're doing it, and you just you can take a couple of guns. You don't necessarily need a handgun, although you can bring it out and shoot it if you want to. But we're still seeing like a pretty big drop in the number of people who are going out. So I guess if we could just summarize, like right now, because the rifles are prohibited, you can't use them at the range. Those sports are feeling that impact right now. So CQB, service rifle, 3-gun, anything that's got a rifle or a competition rifle that was used in it that was semi-automatic, those are feeling it right now. Eventually, again, it's going to take a while. the handgun sports, IPSC, IDPA, and all that kind of stuff will feel it because no new.
Well, they will
owners get into the
die
sport.
eventually.
Yeah.
Like,
But I guess like let's look forward. What new things might come out because of this?
I think people will shoot action sports with 22s. I mean, Action 22 is a big thing in the States. I know, like they're building like some actually really, really cool, speedy little go fast 22 rifles and handguns. So I could see a lot more Action 22 because that would actually be a lot of fun. You can fire 22s really fast.
So I've been
that would be a blast.
seeing for Steel Challenge, not IPSC yet. From what I understand, IPSC Alberta is pretty anti mini rifle back in the day. I don't know how that have shifted so far, but for Steel Challenge, I'm seeing more fancy, more built 22 stepping on the line. It was always a division, but it's just you will see people usually treated that as more of a subdivision. I'm gonna shoot my primary handgun, and I'm gonna save some cost on the second gun. I'm gonna shoot 22 since I'm already here. But now it's just there's more people specifically going into the mindset of this is my primary competition gun. I'm going to compete with a very light, very fast 22. On the other side, IPSC shotgun is kind of starting in BTSA. Traditionally speaking, BTSA is a pretty regimented competition club. So like not a ton of outlaw stuff. There's also a correlation causation issue for BTSA locally because Taylor, who's going to PCC Worlds, is usually the match director for our rifle matches. We started that 2 years ago as a fall match, and then it became a season opener and a season closer. But this year, first he mentioned that he wouldn't have time. That's before the ban to host it. Second is, even if someone stepped up right now, you really can't shoot it. I think I was the only person that shot manual action bolt in the first season and then manual action contemporary in the second season. So that'll be me against myself.
Let's talk more about like what's the future going to hold rather than what it's
right.
Right now, right?
I'm still seeing semi-auto
like manual. I don't think it is.
I don't
think
see
running around with
enough.
a bolt action's not going to.
I find it fun, but I don't see enough buy-in.
I think
from
you're gonna
everyone
see,
else.
I think if this is prolonged, like look, like the government's going to last 2 years maybe.
We keep saying that.
But they're going to last 2 years.
Okay,
maybe.
let's say they last 2 years.
Longer.
I agree. 2 years sounds about right.
But
then, even if the Conservatives get in, it's still going to be another 2 years. So we're looking at like 4 years of, at best, how things are right now. That's
what I'm trying to get at. So like I think what you're going to see over the next 2 years, like you said, definitely going to see a whole bunch more like purpose-built 22s, because that's going to be the last semi-auto like rifle platform to like get the least amount of crap beat out of it from the government, maybe, fingers crossed. And then, like I said, going to be semi-auto shotguns. Those will be the last semi-auto, non-rifles, because they're not rifles, so it's hard to call a shotgun an assault rifle. It doesn't stop them, but harder.
Assault style weapon.
And then I think the thing that I'm the most excited about seeing, because I do believe that it's a thing that will probably happen, is you're probably going to see more lever gun sports. Like come on, the guy that just bought himself 2 lever guns making noise. No, honestly, I think cowboy action style, but like you're already starting to see the lever guns that are coming on the market. This is not just a Canada thing. There's
no quick reload with like the reload.
No, but they're starting to be, right. Like look,
there's mag-fed ones out
there's mag-fed ones that are starting to come out, because this is not just a Canada thing. This is a several states thing. They're marketing towards Europe for the same bullshit that they're marketing towards Canada for these things. As more mag-fed lever guns come online, depending on if our mag capacity restrictions for, manually operated things can hold out, that could be a real viable platform. Imagine yourself with a 30-round lever gun. You're going to learn to run that real fast. My mom can run a lever gun fast. Like everybody can learn to run a lever gun fast. Like that's going to be it. And
there's nothing wrong with the action. I'm just saying, I don't think we're going to get 30-round mags. I think we're going to get 5-round mags, and maybe we'll get the Henry Supremes to run. But you're not going to get people running like these in competition because these to like reloaders.
I've tried it.
Yeah, that's
so it depends on the competition. So I set up a couple of years ago. We had some people sort of say, "Hey, I want to bring my lever gun or my Lee Enfield out and shoot CQB, but 10 rounds in 10 seconds ain't happening." So I'm like,
No.
well, you know what? They're banning stuff, so talking about it. So how about we run vintage rifle? And basically it could be up to AR-15 era or anything that's non-semi-automatic. But the idea was to get people out with Enfields, lever guns, whatever you had that wasn't an AR-15 or a newer semi-automatic. And we shot vintage. So we just took the timings, made the timings a lot longer, and then we did 5-round strings. So your first exposure was 5 rounds in like whatever 12 seconds or something like that. So you shot that, everybody stopped, reload all the guns, and then shoot your next string of fire. And it actually worked out pretty good. It was actually still kind of fun.
Yep.
So it was broken up into 5-round strings, and it worked pretty good. It also sort of leveled the playing field. So the guys with the semi-autos, it really didn't matter. You could blast off 5 rounds out of your Garand, and then you're standing there waiting for the guys with the bolt guns to finish up, and then waiting for them to reload. So it worked out pretty well. It was fun.
Yeah, action rimfire. I'd be interested in. I've made stages like that at my parents' farm where we set up a bunch of steel and we do like a little rimfire. Oh, I should do that this weekend. Oh, I wonder if I can get enough steel.
It's the cheapest. It's the cheapest anyway. Like ammo's gotten obscenely expensive along with everything else. If you're going to invest in a gun that you don't want banned, 22 is probably the best bet there anyways, especially if you're talking semi-auto. Like a 1022. But then you're dealing with the mag capacity restriction BS as well, unless you want to fiddle around with things.
Or just get a division for it. I want a 10-round division for mini rifles so that you can run your 1022s.
I just get so frustrated with rimfires though.
Why?
Because they keep jamming.
Yeah,
I cannot manufacture my own quality ammo that I can only blame myself on. So I have to blame a company that's too far away for me to blame.
Mostly they just get dirty. That's when I have problems with mine because they're so gross. Shooting, I did notice as an aside when I was down at Appleseed shooting the SK ammo. It's lubricated, which is freaky. And that gun with that ammo in it, holy crap, it is filthy. Like it is so gross. 250 rounds done. 250 rounds done. So I had to clean it every 250. AR-15. Man, 1,000 rounds maybe.
A couple thousand rounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say
still runs fine at 1,000. So I think that's the most.
Scrub the chamber, maybe clean the chamber out.
Maybe. Run a patch.
So I do hear you, Tony. Like 22s because they're so. I think it's mostly they're just small and fidgety. It's a pain in the ass,
and they're cheaply made. A lot of the magazines are bad. Like the
magazines are going to be the limiting factor in a lot of that stuff. You can build a great gun, but the mags kind of all suck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we talked about it before. Like the Butler Creek mags were quite good.
Those were good,
but we're not allowed to use those anymore.
Yeah.
I would run one of those though. I would run like an action rimfire. It sounds fun, like ripping around, shooting fast. Shooting fast. I want to shoot fast. The problem with running like a milsurp rifle action shoot like that is you have to go really low round count because some of the guys are going to be running a 5-round Mauser and they reload the stripper clip, and they can't. You can't have a 30-round stage because those guys would take like 5 minutes to shoot the stupid stage.
It cost them $100.
Running their 8mm Mauser. Oh yeah,
right. And that's the issue.
But again,
and a lot of guys have rimfires too, because I mean PRS or CPRS is really super popular. So a lot of guys already have 22s of some sort.
Yeah, there's ORPS. ORPS has been gaining in popularity. It's fun, you can go out and do a quick shoot with those. I know there's lots of guys who like those aren't going to be affected whatsoever. ORPS, CRPS, PRS, no effect. Although this I don't think this has anything to do with like the laws and that kind of thing, but we saw like some PRS sports getting shut down and out of not enough people, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Any other sports you guys
precision
think are-
stuff. Precision stuff won't be affected. They're all bolt guns. F class is all single
I don't
shot
think so.
308, so they'll be fine for a while anyway.
I think
But
the
I
other
think the economy may have impacted that, right? Like, it's not cheap feeding these big guns for a weekend, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
some people
Big
maybe
gun's
just
not
can't
cheap either.
afford it to.
the other
Yeah.
thing the other thing that you might see starting to happen, and there's a little bit of it going on here. Like I know there's one gun club in Vancouver proper that they just own all the guns. You can buy into your membership and you have access to these guns because you can't buy them, but a business can. And that might be the other remedy is like groups getting together, forming a business to buy guns specifically for like I would be shocked if Cowboy Action doesn't jump on that at some point because they already loan out a lot of guns. But like that would be the other way to go around some of that, like as a club or as a group to form a business, buy the guns, and then pay for those back through fees or through a rental. That might be something else that you see. That might be a thing to keep the handgun sports alive or from deteriorating too much.
That's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work. I'm not saying it's not.
People would do it.
So, Dustin, I want to just
very
riff on your idea there, and we got two viewers. Maybe one of them is our dedicated CSIS listener. But what if you and your 3-gun friends made a business? 3 Guns Are Us, and that business it has a business license and is allowed to own those kinds of firearms because they rent them out for the purposes of shooting. Yep. And what if you sold your guns to that business, and then you got to use them? At the 3-gun matches.
Well, here's the thing, though, because they changed the borrowing rules. There's a 2-week lead time, right? So
that's not borrowing.
We're talking. This is
right. You are a part of the business.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like that is a very, very. Again, you'd need to also be operating like you could probably get away with that in Alberta. I'm sure that the CFO there would find some way to bend backwards to allow the use of those formerly prohibited, now technically legally possessed firearms to be used in this context. I don't know if you'd never get away with that in Ontario. You probably wouldn't get away with it here. But
can you still?
You could sell guns to a business.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking
where you would shoot them, because I'm pretty sure one of the gun clubs I'm at, it actually says on their range license, no prohibited rifles.
Yeah, you have to get it approved by the CFO for the use of prohibited firearms.
Yeah.
Like that's a magic wand that the CFO has to wave to make it approved. Again, Abby is actually approved for that, but most ranges out here aren't, unless they may wave their magic wand. But so yeah, like that would be a step. There would be steps. They've gone out of their way to make it as complicated and difficult as possible in Canada. So I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm just saying, like, in a world where we're staring down the barrel of like potentially 4 more years of this nonsense, that might be a route. Like folks could get together. It doesn't take that long to set up a BFL, especially if you're doing restricted, non-restricted stuff. And yeah, I mean, the government said, no, we're still letting gun businesses buy handguns, so they're not prohibited. Okay,
you would need the gun business to buy the prohib guns too. Can you transfer? Yeah, I think you can.
Businesses can transfer to other businesses. Yeah.
Can you as a person transfer your prohibs to the business?
You can sell.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't transfer them back. Like the whole reason I haven't done that yet is because my business doesn't allow me to transfer firearms to, like, I can't sell to people because if the laws ever changed, they would still be stuck with my business. So
yeah.
Can you get that added on as a condition?
Probably.
Or you could transfer them to a business that
could sell them. Yeah. I'm also like actively right now looking. My buddy with the FFL down stateside, I'm looking at potentially maybe transferring
Texas.
No, Washington. I'm looking at transferring some of my guns. So is one of my other roommates. We're looking at transferring some guns to my buddy there so we can shoot him again. I hate where we're at right now. But anyway,
Shoot some real sports. Any other sports you guys think are going to take off, or any new sports you think?
I could see shotgun stuff getting popular, like Dustin said. Like I could see skeet and trap and any sort of action shotgun.
IPSC shotgun.
IPSC shotgun. Yeah.
The guys who are shooting clays their lives haven't changed whatsoever, and they're not going to change.
No, but I know some people that used to do action sports that have started shooting clay trap and and like the field ones where you go around the little
like sporting clay.
Yeah, sporting clay. It actually is a lot of fun. Yeah, that's actually
not the same kind of fun.
That's not the same.
Yeah,
I disagree. It could be fun, but
it's fun, but it's not the same discipline in my opinion.
It's not the same as like ripping around. Like action sports are moving and shooting and shooting through ports and kicking down doors and that
going around cover and moving.
Yeah, it's totally different. You could do that with a shotgun. It's going to be weird, but you could. And the ammo's cheap.
No, I've done it.
Wow.
Shotguns are an awful combat firearm.
No, you know what? I refuse to sit here and let you rip at multiple platforms. No, a shotgun is not a terrible combat platform. A shotgun is a horrifying combat platform if you're on the wrong end of it at close range.
And if you're in World War I trench warfare, maybe. But like modern times, no. Give me a sporting rifle. Give me a mag fed.
Maybe out in the open, but like I'm just thinking about even some of like a lot of the stages that I've shot in the last couple of years. I'm like, most of the stage shotgun's pretty effective, and I would not want to be on the wrong end of it in that circumstance. Like, and yes, if you get fast with it, like I'm sure, like I can quad load off of my belt, but even just like loading off of the card that I keep on the side of the gun, like. If you practice that and you get fast at it, you can keep a semi-auto shotgun topped up infinitely. If you've got a bandolier, like I've got a 50-round bandolier that I practice with sometimes just for the hells of it. Yeah, why not? Why not?
I may have taken an 8-round Invictus duck hunting once.
Oh,
for double loading and firing more than just my 3 rounds. But anyways, I think you could do action shooting shotgun, and at least you'd be getting more recoil than the mini rifle. At least you'd be able to knock down steel targets and shoot stuff out of the air and do all that kind of shotgun. And the ammo's cheap, right?
And the guns are there. There are platforms that are there. You want like there's the Beretta 1301, the A300, the A400. There's I don't like the Mossberg, but the Mossberg's there. The Versamag. There's a bunch of different platforms of like decent semi-auto shotguns that. Like we've had before the bans, all of these different platforms of semi-auto rifles, we just don't. There's like 4 things that you can shoot now. If you don't want to go drop $8,000 on a Valmet. I don't know how that gun didn't get banned, by the way.
Well, it has the exemption on it, right?
But anyway,
I think it's just an F you guys. We're just gonna leave this out there just because it's hilarious.
It might be, but like I just the opportunity for like different platforms, different like semi-auto shotgun platforms exists,
and pumps do, and pumps
and
can
pumps,
be cheap and reliable, and you can get a 15-round tube on it and run one of those for now. That's
I honestly I've been banging the shotgun drum for a couple of years now. I do believe that in the next couple of years, that's going to be like, again, that 3-gun was shotgun plus whatever else you want to shoot, and I think you're going to see a lot of that.
The thing I don't like about 3-gun shotgun, action shotgun, is that it's not very approachable. You need caddies.
True.
To be competitive, you need caddies, and you need to you need to like pervert your shotgun quite a bit. You need to, like Tony's going through this right now.
I didn't want to. It came pre-mango, so I have to repair the mango-ness. Just buy a standard Nova Speed, you'll be okay.
And then you need to screw like a match saver. You need to put that on the side and screw.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but it's like, come on, that is the like minimal amount of gunsmithing customization. It's not anything.
Shotguns are not hard to modify either.
No,
right? It's not like you're modifying a rifle. It's going to explode if you mess it up.
You're taking like a duck or a goose shotgun and making it so it's not really a duck or a goose. Like my A5 in the back there is not a duck or goose.
There's
I use it for it.
Guns that's more suitable for modding too. There are some. For example, the Winchester SXP I have, like the receiver, the low port has like this 2-layer to it, so it'll be really hard to open it up. So there are
But,
like certain things.
But we're talking about a community that
It's doable.
for the last
Doable.
2 decades has enjoyed the decorating and building of this gun or that gun. Look at what Dave just built with, like, I realize this is all like drop-in components and assembly, and yes, there's a little bit more actual like physical modification that you maybe need to do to a shotgun, but it's minimal. If you've got a Dremel and a screwdriver, you can set up any semi-auto shotgun or pump action shotgun to be good for action sports.
The caddies are probably the bigger barrier on.
If you have a 3D printer and like just enough patience. Like,
God, now you're talking more equipment. Now you have to 3D printers somehow mandatory. Well, bandoliers still work; they're just not as fast. So it really depends on if you're shooting for
timeout,
fun or
no. But seriously, like those 6-round shooting cards, like you can get them in 6, 5, 8. Like however, I know somebody that's got 8 rounds smacked to the side of their gun. Like those little Velcro cards that you just rip off and slap another one on. Like honestly, how many shotgun stages are you shooting that you think you're going to be, ripping through more than like 10, 15 rounds in a stage? That's viable.
our
right?
standard is like 30 round stages. So
well, if we went to
That
IPSC
might
shotgun
change.
and you were just shooting shotgun, yeah, you're probably going to be way more like that typical 3-gun round count would be like 12, 14 on the shotgun, and you might start with 7 or 9 in it or whatever.
Yeah.
But now we're probably going to get to, if it's just IPSC shotgun, probably 20
rounds minimum,
somewhere
pretty
around there.
much.
And
That's
that's
fair.
hard to do. Like single bandolier or single loading off a card or something like that is going to put you way behind.
You're fair.
Compared
That's
to
fair.
a quad load. But I mean, there are options out there, like you said, the 3D printed ones or the cheap Chinese FMAs, or if you got the money, the Kings or whatever, right, are out there as well. It's not just
like there's options. It's not that there aren't options. This just feels like a thing that's going to kind of figure itself out over the next couple of years.
Well, we always
Which you
find
think
a
is
way
getting more
to
popular.
keep shooting, so we'll be shooting something.
Yeah,
I think the rimfire will get more popular.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that'll be
Because
it looks more fun
because it's fast.
cheap.
It's fast
Yeah.
and cheap, and the like entry barrier is lower. I think less gear, less, like you said, the intimidation factor. There's some intimidation factor with a shotgun. Reloading a shotgun fast. There's like the whole like manual of arms. You have to fiddle it, and like there's things you have to learn how to do that. It's a different
Got a lot
manual
more
of
recoil.
arms.
I wonder if we'll get more youth and ladies out if we do the action rimfire.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like we have some ladies in 3-gun, but I know like a lot of them that don't shoot are intimidated from the recoil or the weight of the guns or loading them, like especially like getting their fingers caught in the latch on the way in. No such worries with the rimfire, right?
I'm gonna argue no, because I've seen the growth of the PCC IPSC sport from its infancy to its demise, basically. But those guns don't recoil that much, and there isn't a problem with reloading, stick mags, basic AR, sometimes not AR, but AR style controls.
Yeah,
You still don't see a ton of female competitors out here.
well, it's not a ton because 3-gun we'll see like 1 or 2 at a match.
Yeah,
It's
and IPSC you'll see like I want to see like 10%.
I would say it's maybe the same or less than pistol IPSC shooters. So it's not the adoption rate doesn't seem to be that high, at least from what I've seen. So this is pretty exclusive to Southern Alberta, basically.
Yep. Cool. Okay. All right. I just realized it's 8:00 and there's a hockey game on right now for the Oilers. So I'm gonna just say that we're done with this topic, unless you guys have any other thoughts.
No, hockey's on.
Hockey's on, and I'm late.
Who the fuck places a phone call during hockey night in Canada? Who the fuck has a landline?
Let's get into listener feedback. First one's from Richard in his comments on episode 602 and 603. Hi, guys and gal. Apparently, my YouTube's censoring my comments again. I posted on episode 602, but then it disappeared. Tony, would you be able to take a look at the moderated comments and see if there's any that are in there? Anyways, here's my comment. Another most common hunting round used in Canada, other than 7.62 by 39 and 22 LR, would be the 12 gauge. As for episode 603, this is the thumbnail. My mind transposed the O and the G. This is it's all ogre. When I first looked at it, hey, Al Gore is a big meaty when it comes to gun control.
He did invent the internet, though. So
he did invent the internet. Yeah, it's a series of pipes and tubes, I guess. Yeah, yeah. This next one here, Dustin, you want to read the next one here?
From Coleman.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for reading my email. For clarification, I do have my RFSC, and I'll be sending away for my license soon. As for where I live, in the Peterborough area of Ontario, and I've just been accepted into a local club. Hey, good for you. The Peterborough Fishing Game Association. That's awesome. My orientation is at the end of the month. Appreciate you guys for helping me out. Thanks, Coleman.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
I did not seem to find a YouTube comment that's been held, but
they sometimes pop I've had this happen where they just they'll disappear for a while and then not
pop back in.
Yeah.
Their moderation's weird.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 comments from Eddie.
Go ahead.
As weird as it may be, I feel Kelly is allowed to date whomever she likes as long as everyone involved is a consenting adult. That was from episode 604, so last week.
I remember. I wasn't there. That's why.
Yeah, you was there. I don't remember what it was about.
Sorry, is this
Sorry,
turning
Eddie.
into a discussion about consent and how important it is? That was a weird aside.
I don't know. The second one is Kelly. Saskatchewan didn't screw Canada over the last election. Yes, the Liberals gained a seat, but really it was the collapse of the Bloc and NDP. I know. I think Kelly knows that. It's just funny because half of it looks very red and very
there's
scary.
80 people up there.
As for the PPC voters in one of the writings you're talking about, I'm not sure that all of them would be supportive of the CPC if they didn't vote for the PPC. This has been discussed before, and many PPC voters do so out of protest and not because they are supporters of the political far right. So that'll be interesting to discuss about. We have a last comment from BC5CD. Confederation is utterly broken. It's time for secession. We'll see about that.
That's a long road.
Yeah, apparently there is.
Good luck.
Well, there's maybe a vote happening in Alberta for
There'll probably
next
be a
year.
vote here, and it probably won't pass.
It probably won't pass.
Yeah.
I do very much appreciate that they made it easier to bring citizen concerns forward. And it's funny because I was listening to all these people on the internet. Oh my God, these traitors, they're making it easier for citizens to be able to have their say. What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, democracy bad? What?
We don't have that here.
I know. I thought it was pretty cool. So it makes it not improbable, impossible. It makes it improbable. But people should, why would you not want people to have a vote on things? Quebec can.
But they're special.
Yes.
And they banned it afterwards, didn't they? Was the Clarity Act? Well, they made it more difficult, I guess.
I don't know. I think for all that. Sorry, hockey's on.
That's okay. I'll put it on the side here. Don't worry about it.
It's May. How are we playing hockey? What is going on? It's like bloody hot outside. It's like 30
we have
degrees.
insulation in buildings, Tony. I don't know if you're aware of this, but refrigeration is a thing.
Oh, refrigeration is so expensive. That's why we're wasting on taxpayer money.
Yeah. Any other comments on YouTube there, Tony?
Nope, that's it. That's the 3 comments we have for last week.
All right. Didn't see anything on Instagram. Discord, we've been having lots of conversations on. If you want to head on over there, Discord's a pretty good place for chatting and that kind of thing.
And generally, we have new gun stuff and the news posted on Discord as well.
And it posts clips of gophers being destroyed.
Obliterated, yeah.
Being Adriel.
Yeah, those are up on there.
You should put like the Mario death sound over it when you film yourself. So every time you shoot, it's like.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, but if you want to buy something from Cabela's or Brownells, don't. Thanks to our supporters on Patreon and Play Air. If you'd like to support us, find us on those platforms. Email the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shoutouts or anything?
Not this week.
I'll give a shout out to.
Still out shooting. Keep shooting. People.
There.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to Adriel for letting me know about the gun sales event. It was quite a bit of fun. It's already hot. Like a lot of grown ass man in a tiny little room was limited airflow. Everyone's trying to look at every single gun on the rack. It's kind of funny.
You've been to clubs like that, Tony.
I was gonna say this sounds like a normal Saturday night, but
No, it
you
sounds
know.
like a normal Monday morning trying to get onto the underground.
Bunch of oiled up, shirtless guys selling guns. I don't know why I'm here. This is weird.
There's a whole bunch of gun oil everywhere. You see, it's
Weird.
Battle stalls, multi-function. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the other shout-outs?
No, that's it for me.
Shout out for Tony for staying there and buying me some guns anyways.
I thought the trick will work. I saw the on sale shotgun shells. I was like, if I buy that and I pretend to leave, Adriel's going to call me back. So I did that and it worked. It's great.
Awesome.
Nice.
Anything else?
no.
All right. Join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch player. Join the CCFR. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Good night, Kelly.
Good night, Kelly.